So it's morning here. Let's get this thing fired up. And I'll show you what we got going on here. So I'm going to move the throttle to the halfway point, like that. It's morning, it hasn't run today yet. And I'll show you what we got here. I can hear the fuel shut off, but for some reason. We're not getting fuel. So that's what we got going on. So what we did here is we got the gas tank over there. There's several inches of gas in it, and then the line runs underneath on the base, just on the height that the engine sits on, and then the hose runs through that. See that shut off, that red valve? It comes up here and it goes into the filter. Now, as you can see, I don't have that much fuel in the filter and the machine won't start. I just took this hose off and laid it down on the base, to the base of the engine, and then this runs. I got fuel flow from the tank. Great. So then I put it back on the filter, so I'm going to try starting it again. So I think our problem could be in here, because these are proprietary fuel lines. There's like a tiny U-shaped loop where Honda is going from the fuel pump to the carburetor. And we could be sucking air on some of these old lines. But the rest of the line is new. I don't think I have a leak on any of that. There must be an air leak somewhere that's making it, the fuel to flow back down to the base of the engine. Oh, they could put a check line. I'm thinking of putting like a check valve into the line down there by that fuel shut off, so that the fuel can't flow back down. So that's where our hard starting is coming from. So I'm out here gonna figure out what's wrong with this guy, why it's not getting any fuel. We were away for a few days and got back, and so the first thing we're going to do today is figure out what's going on with this guy. So I got my temporary tank rigged up here because we were not getting fuel to this filter. And look what I'm seeing here. Look, the air filter base is pinching off. The air filter base is pinching off the fuel line, completely shut. That's what's wrong. It's not getting fuel. It's not sucking fuel because the fuel line is pinched off. So this is the genuine Honda fuel solenoid shut off that goes into the bowl on the Honda GX620 engine, which is a 20 horse V-twin. It's a single wire. This is genuine Honda. It was like 47 bucks. So last night when we got this machine going, I noticed that this wasn't clicking when I turned the key on, and then when I grounded with an alligator clip, I grounded the carb with an alligator clip, then it worked. So I JB welded this wire. As you can see, it kind of came out on me. I couldn't wait because JB Weld's set time is like freaking half an hour, and it was late. But it worked. It worked this morning when it came out. The ground that I made worked, and I was screwing directly to the engine block. So I grounded the top of the carb, and then the original one worked. And their one-wire design is unlike the aftermarket. If you get an aftermarket one, like this guy here, this is an aftermarket one that came on a knockoff carb for this engine. I saved it. It's got two wires. This reaches that bolt that I made my wire to reach last night. So these knockoffs, they already have a ground wire, unlike the Honda one. And then they have the long bullet one, just like the Honda one. But this is cool. So I'm just putting this in place because I just did my first. I rode out to the mailbox to mow, and it wouldn't start anymore, and I didn't hear the solenoid click. Brought it in, and I took it out carefully. It was so logged with full of gas, it would barely moved. So I know this is failing already, and it's brand new. I put it on and I rebuilt the engine. So now I can probably pry my ground wire thingy off and then just use the one in this Chinese knockoff. Yeah, you gotta know what you're doing. So I made a holder here to hold the seat bottom up. Took a bungee cord, took the hooks off, put a 1/4-inch bolt through it, and I'm just using these holes that were drilled before for the other seats. I'm just sticking them in a hole. And then I got it bolted in the back to this. And the reason I'm turning this sideways is because when you loop it down here, you can stick the bolt to store it. You just stick it in this hole. And if it goes straight up, then it loops away into the box. But if you turn it sideways like this, it nicely loops alongside the tubing down into here. So, very simple. It works. It's secure. So now I can work without wondering about it. This cap is brand new. I can blow through the vent with my mouth like nobody's business. This cap somebody put on there is brand new. So we don't have a venting problem. That's brand new. I poked through in the bottom of this tank where the outlet goes. I stuck a bow and arrow down in there. I think it was clogged. I think there was some debris across the opening that was shifting and causing it not to have fluid flow. So I poked it through. Now I got the filter is at least a third full now. And that's what made it start. So I got it started, and as you can see, this is about a third full now. It's been running for like 15 minutes. So now, what was happening before is it ran, no problem, but as soon as you stopped it, you couldn't get it started anymore. Let's see if we can start this again after we stopped it like 2 minutes ago. So we're going to put the throttle about half throttle, so I only have one hand because I'm videotaping. Let's see if it starts. That's as the test. See, if I could turn the choke on, I bet it would start. Watch. See? With the choke, it starts. That's really nice. Whereas before, it wouldn't. So I'm going to keep testing here throughout the day, and I got some more projects, and I'm going to work on them. I don't know, that whatever is in that filter now, it's really clear. I wonder if it's water. I wonder if we still have... Does that look like gas or water? What do you think? Anyways, it's starting like it's supposed to. It's not idling or anything now. I wonder if that's water. We still have water in that system.